What up, gang? We back with another week of Predict the Script. It's your boy JS. Appreciate everybody for sharing, for liking the content. Please hit the like button. It costs you nothing to hit it. All right, man. What did we just see, bro? What did we just see? We just had a happy holidays to everybody, man. Everybody was asking me to do a Predict the Script for the holidays. I didn't want to. The games were so terrible, man. I did not want anything to do with it at all. And so I put a little TikTok out there, let them know what I was feeling. Everybody's playing against their third string QB. Washington Redskins, third string quarterback. The Vikings, third string quarterback. The Chiefs, third string quarterback. Like, who the fuck wants to pick those games? So, of course, you think everybody would pick Cowboys, Lions, Broncos on a parlay. That's not going to hit. Vegas is like, nope. So not only did that not hit, the Cowboys, they won. They didn't cover. Fucking Lions lost to the Vikings in a must-win situation against Mac Brozer. And I think the man threw for 63 yards. And they fucking won for 23-10. Are you fucking kidding me? Jahmyr Gibbs had a total of like 63 yards total. And it gets even fucking worse. The Chiefs cover. They lose by 7. The fucking quarterback, I believe he had let's see what he had. 40-something, 50-something yards throwing? The fuck did he have? 66 yards throwing. Okay, Broncos couldn't even cover for that one. It was so much scripted shit going on for the holidays. Nobody could hit. Everybody total was under. Everybody total went under. Jefferson had a total of 30 yards. Only one that did something halfway decent was St. Brown with 68 yards. None of them had touchdowns. None of the stars had touchdowns. Javonte Williams and Ferguson. None of the stars in that game had touchdowns. Lions and the Vikings. Tesla and all these other guys. Like, this shit was ridiculous. So, I'm glad I ain't want no parts of that. But with that said, it gave us a lot of clarity and a little bit more into what we expect for these playoffs. For example, the Lions eliminated themselves, losing to Max Brozer, a guy who fucking only had like less than 100 yards throwing. Like, what are you doing? The fuck are you doing? All right, so I'm going to try to find some scripts out of all of this for week 17, predict the script. Let's get into it. All right. So Saturday, we got a couple primetime games. Be careful with the primetime games. We got the Texans at the Chargers. Texans are currently a 1.5 point underdog. They are getting 1.5 at the Chargers. Texans have won 7 in a row. Chargers have won 5 in a row. Something's got to give between the two teams. Just very briefly, they're both playing very good. Texans defense is out of this world. The Texans, I don't think, can overtake anybody's spot. I know they're all fighting for playoff positioning. Meanwhile, the Chargers still have a chance to catch the Broncos if they can win this game and beat the Broncos at next week for the finale. Then they can get the division and possibly, depending on what the Patriots do, they can have the NFC lead as well. So they're fighting for something. Texans, they win or lose this game, I think they're in the same spot. They're not catching the Jaguars for the division lead, so they're just going to be a wild card playing on the weekend. You know what I mean? So, that one's hard to predict, but I think I'll probably lean towards the Chargers. They're fighting for more, and they're at home. You know what I mean? That's a tough defense to get through, but Harbaugh's a good coach, So I'll probably lean towards the Chargers in that one. We'll see who I'm taking for my scripted picks. All right. Moving on, we got the Ravens and the Packers. The Ravens somehow are still not out of the playoffs yet. They've been playing like shit. Packers have clinched with Detroit eliminating themselves. So honestly, the Packers really aren't playing for anything. They're 9-5-1. They're not going to catch the Bears, who already have 11 wins. Ravens need the win. They need the Steelers to lose to the Browns, and then they play the Steelers next week, and they have to beat them in order to get in. It just looked like it's not their year, man. It really doesn't. Just news that Jordan Love is not playing this week because they have nothing to play for. How could we not take the Ravens with 3.5? It was 4.5, came down, but how can the Packers beat the Ravens without Jordan Love, and the Ravens are desperate. Like, come on, we got to give some credit to Lamar and Derrick Henry, right? Like, the script just say, fuck it. They just suck now. They just off the face of the earth. Like, I owe them one last gas. I feel like they deserve that. Like, you're getting 3.5. You don't have the star quarterback. Malik Willis is in, which is a lower version of Lamar Jackson. So it's like, yo, Lamar, you gonna let somebody out Lamar you? You know what I mean? So we might have to go Ravens on that one, man. Especially with Love being out. Like, how can we not? Ravens still got a chance. Well, just like the Lions had a chance and they took themselves out. So we might see that script man. All right. And then on Sunday, we got the Eagles and the Bills. Eagles and the Bills is a toss-up. Eagles, we already clinched the NFC East. It'll be hard to catch who's in the top up there. The Seahawks, I think they got 12 or 13 wins already. Be hard to catch them. So, Eagles, I think we got our spot already. I don't know if we're going to go all out blazing next, against the Bills. Bills have their spot. They could possibly catch somebody if they win out and Patriots just fall off a cliff. But for some reason, just me, I'm thinking it's Josh Allen year on the AFC to make the Super Bowl, being that Mahomes and a lot of them are not there. So, hate to say it for this one, though. I can see the Bills taking the win. And again, we playing Kevin Patula. We still ain't got our offense running on all cylinders. So what the fuck are we doing? A team that wants to win, that's at their home, that's a good team, when Josh Allen plays out of his mind, and we don't have an identity. Hell yeah, they can beat us. Bum teams beat us. So yeah, they can beat us. You know what I'm saying? Am I picking it? We'll see. I hate to go against the Eagles, but I don't see nothing that confidently say that we're just going to just dominate the Bills. We have a better team, yes, but the fuck does that matter in this scripted shit? You feel me? So we'll see what the fuck happens. We might not even play. I don't know if we playing everybody. What are we playing for? We already got the division. You know what I mean? So I'm less inclined to take us. You feel me? So we'll see. Moving on, we got the Cardinals and the Bengals. The Bengals are giving the Cardinals 7. Bengals are at home. Joe Burrow and them just played real good. They blew out the Dolphins last week. Both are not playing for nothing except just pride. You know what I mean? So this could go either way. I go against the script. So if the Bengals is a favorite by 7 and they won 40 something to whatever last week, take the Cardinals with the 7. Go the opposite way. We'll see. We'll see where the money's at. I ain't got much to report there. Their season is over. We'll see how they regroup. If Joe Burrow gonna stay there or whatever, he find a way out. He's in the contract. Who knows what goes on there? Kyler Murray's out of there. We know that. Did Jacoby Brissett earn him a starting job next season? Let's see what happens. All right, moving on. Steelers and the Browns. Now, if the Steelers lose to these Browns, who Steelers are 3-point favorites on the road. If they lose to the Browns, right? It doesn't. If they lose to the Browns, let me see what the Ravens. Hold on. Let me just make sure I'm saying it right. They're 7-8. Yeah, they need to lose to the Browns. Ravens need to win. Then next week, Steelers and the Ravens, they play for the division. Whoever wins gets in. Okay? So it's looking like Aaron Rodgers in them and the Ravens are taking a step back. They're worrying about if they're going to fire John Harbaugh or not and all of that stuff. So, Steelers just got to get through the Browns and Shador. But the line is only 3. So it's like, is this one with the Cleveland Browns defense going to do what they did last week and only lose by 3? Or play it close? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's hard to tell in this one, but they just got to get through Shador and them. If they beat them, then I think they pretty much got it locked. If they win and the Ravens, they need the Ravens to win and they got to lose. Steelers got to lose. So it's all riding on the Browns to keep the Ravens playoff chances alive. All right, so if we got the balls, we might have the balls, take the Browns. Myles Garrett chasing the sack history. He might get the sack, but that don't mean they beat the Steelers. But that line is a little bit low for the Steelers. So this might be a scrappy game. I just don't know if Shador can hang with Aaron Rodgers or what they got in the script. You feel me? So thinking on that. Moving on. Saints at the Titans. Titans ain't shown us nothing to believe in them. Saints been doing all right. They're 2.5-point favorites on the road. That can be a trap. Both teams not playing for nothing. They both suck. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Good luck to those who do. Moving on. Jaguars at the Colts. Colts pretty much got themselves out. They're not out officially, but they basically need to win out, and Houston, Texas got to lose both for them to kind of take the place. So, not sure what they're fighting for. Not even sure if Phillip Rivers is playing this week. They do get Sauce Gardner back. So I'm not sure if they got one last hurrah or to play upset or spoiler to the Jags. It's a very good question though. They are getting 5.5 at home. So it depends on the lineup. I really don't know. Jags is pretty much locked in. They're running off good. I think one more win will give them the division there, So it's like Jags been running good, but can they stop? Division game, Colts, Phillip Rivers, is he playing? Sauce Gardner, is he back? 5.5? Possibly. We can see. We can see. We can see that being the script. But let's move on. We got the Buccaneers and the Dolphins. Buccaneers doesn't matter. Right now they're one game behind the Panthers and they play the Panthers next week. So if the Panthers lose and the Bucs lose, don't matter. Buccaneers just got to beat the Panthers next week. All right? If the Panthers win, Buccaneers got to win. Okay? For it to matter for next week. All right? Panthers are playing the Seahawks. They may not get that win. Buccaneers need this win to even have a chance. Okay? But it's 5.5 or 6 now on the road against the Dolphins and what's his name? Quinn Ewers, old Texas quarterback. He 250 yards he threw last week, 2 interceptions, basic rookie game. I mean, I didn't see much of him to know if he can, possibly pull an upset or stay close to the Buccaneers. They got their whole squad back, Bucky and them. I could see the Bucs winning this game, but you know how the script go. 6? We'll see what happens. Can Baker and them get it done? Because they still got to play for next week. Next week is what matters. You feel me? So next you got the Patriots and the Jets. Patriots and the Jets both aren't playing for nothing right now. I'm sorry. The Jets aren't playing for nothing right now. Patriots, I think one more win may give them the AFC, the number one. If they win out, if they got the Jets and they got the Dolphins, they win both games, they get the number one seed throughout the AFC. So I don't see nothing stopping that. The line is 13.5. They got a lot of players that are not playing for this game. So do you want to take the Patriots with a 2 touchdown on the road? I'm not sure what script is in for that, man. I'm not too sure. But I do like the Patriots to win, but to cover, I'm not sure about that. Seahawks and Panthers, very interesting game. Seahawks are 7-point favorites on the road. Panthers just beat the Buccaneers. Panthers just got in. Panthers are in the lead. Excuse me. They just beat the Buccaneers. They're about to play them again. This is a sandwich game in between. Okay? So I feel like they're not going to be up for it as the Seahawks. And if they just won, why are they 7-point dogs at home? Seahawks are good, but on the road, I feel like that's disrespectful. I feel like a lot of people will take the Panthers with the points. Okay? So I think I might lean Seahawks because all the Panthers really is focused on is all they got to do, win or lose, they just got to win next week. Don't matter what this game is. All they got to do is beat the Bucs next week and they are in. You feel me? So I'm not saying they ain't all out for this game, but the game that really matters to them most is next week. So I can see the Seahawks just running through them. Seahawks get this win. Now they got to fight with the 49ers next week for the division title. You feel me? So for that, I like the Seahawks, probably to cover in this one. That might be one of my picks. All right. Moving on, Giants and Raiders. I'm not fucking with that. But check this. Giants right now have the worst record. Raiders are right behind them. Giants bet not win this game. They are in the fucking Vegas. Raiders are not playing Crosby or whatever. But if the Giants fucking win this game, I know they're going to be trying hard. But if they win this game, they give the Raiders the number one pick. Least keep the number one pick and make them have to give you something to move up, or get somebody else. But if the Giants win this game, that's kind of stupid for the franchise because you got a chance at the number one pick, a.k.a. some leverage if you like Jackson Dart, or to go get Mendoza if that's your guy. You feel me? So that's a shit show. We just going to see who's going to try to lose the most. Who's going to tank the best on that one. Should be a floppy-ass, sloppy game. Nobody wants to win that. All right. Sunday night, we got the Bears and the 49ers. If the 49ers win this week, next week, they got their division locked up. And the Super Bowl goes through 49ers. It is played in the Bay. The Super Bowl this year will be in the 49ers home. So good reason for all roads to go through San Fran if they win these next 2 games. Very inspired to do so. Bears, on the other hand, they are in the playoffs. They don't have the division locked yet, but they will with, I believe, another win. All right. They are 3-point dogs in San Fran. San Fran's been rolling. Bears been rolling. Ben Johnson and them. Who's to say on that game? I kind of lean towards 49ers. They got a lot more to play for. Bears are already in. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. The 49ers can run through them, and then they got the Seahawks next week. So that's a very interesting game for Sunday night. We'll see which way the money is on. And Monday, we got the Rams at the Falcons. The Falcons are getting 7.5 at the Rams. Falcons are getting 7.5 at home. Excuse me. They're at home. Kirk Cousins again. He shows up on primetime games. So I can definitely see them hanging around, especially if Bijan, everybody's playing. Rams, they have their playoff position, but they don't have the division lead yet. They're still fighting to see what happens. Rams could win this, but the Falcons could put off a heroic performance. They're at home. They're getting 7.5. That's definitely a possibility, especially with all the money going to the Rams. So I'll probably lean towards that on Monday night. All right. So that's what we got for the rest of this week of week 17. All right. Just taking a nice gander. Make sure I want to take who I want to take. I'm going to go there. I got to go there. It seems like. Bills. And yeah. All right. This is what we're doing. Okay. Yo, gang. Real quick. Been doing some research and everything, and I wanted to give you an exclusive on my Predict the Script this week. All right, I've been going in the lab in the booth on my way to work, so this is what we rocking with. This is my Predict the Script 4 picks of week 17. I'm not fucking with Saturday. All right, I'm not fucking with the Ravens. I'm not fucking with the Chargers and Texans. That'll be good games. All right, but here's where we going. We going straight script. I told you guys, fuck that. First of all, Seahawks are at the Panthers. Panthers been playing good. They just beat the Buccaneers. They got the Buccaneers coming up for the division. This game really doesn't matter as much as them beating the Bucs next week for the division. Okay? Panthers has been playing good. The line is 7. Seahawks are good, but 7 for the home team Panthers? Nah, buddy. Nah. Everybody, I think, is going to take the Panthers. And again, they're worried about next week's game against the Bucs. So give me the Seahawks -7. Give me the Seahawks to cover the 7, blow out, and worry about the Niners next week. All right? That's one. Another one, I'm going completely against the script, okay? Give me the Browns and Shador to cover the 3. Here's why. Again, Steelers have been riding high. Everybody see the Steelers -3. That seems like a low number. QJ is out. He got hurt with the leg injury. It's just a number 3. All they got to do is win by 3. Not so fast, my friend. DK is out. Mind you, Myles Garrett is chasing the sack record. And then the way this script shit is, remember Myles Garrett got into it with Mason Rudolph and the helmet got hit in the head and all of that shit, right? Fuck around, Myles Garrett gets the sack record with Mason Rudolph in. Because mind you, if the Ravens lose tomorrow to the Green Bay Packers, the Steelers clinch. They might rest their players. You feel me? So for all of that combined, plus the Cleveland being at home division, they played them well. Shador's playing to show off and let them know that he belongs in the league. Steelers might not even play their players if the Ravens fucking lose Saturday. Give me the Cleveland Browns to cover the 3 against the Steelers. Another one I'm taking. We still got Phillip Rivers over there. Jaguars looking great. They just won and beat Denver in Denver. Okay? They are 5.5-point favorites in Indianapolis. They're already in the playoffs. People seen they just beat Denver. Give me the Colts! Sauce Gardner's back. So we got somebody on the outside that can defend. I still like Steichen. If Phillip Rivers is still throwing a little sharp pass, or if they put Riley Leonard in, this is a good soft spot. Not saying they're going to win, but they're at home. They're playing for pride, division game. Jacksonville just won a big Super Bowl in Denver. Give me the Colts! All right? And then I was tossing between 2 last games, but I think I'm going to go this route. Niners, home against the Bears. Niners win. The Super Bowl is in San Francisco. They need to win out for the all roads to go through San Francisco. The line is only 3, so that's a little tricky there. However, I think I'm going to ride with it and ride with the Niners to play better. I like Salah with the defense better than I like the defense over there on the Bears, okay? So for that one, give me the Niners. Reason why I'm taking Niners too is because I don't want to go against the Eagles. But however, I think the Eagles lose We're not playing for nothing. We're playing against Josh Allen. We can barely beat him when we are playing for something. We might sit our players, okay? So I hate to say it, but I think the Eagles go down, all right, this week, okay? So put them together how you want. Those are my predict the script picks, okay? I got the Browns. I got the Colts. I got the Seahawks. And I hate to go against my Eagles, but I think the Bills win that as well. And I'll be putting a little bit on the 49ers to win, okay? So I'm just going to roll with that, and we'll see what's going on. Predict the script, week 17. We out. Predict the script. This is for entertainment purposes only. You guys do what you want. I see the shit is scripted. You guys seen what the fuck just happened, so I'm trying to be on the right side of the script, even though I don't know it. You feel me? So appreciate you guys for liking. Please hit that like button. Let me know what you guys like in the script or whatever. We'll see what happens this week, and we'll have more clarity for the playoffs. You feel me? JS, predict the script week 17. I'll holla at you.